Hi, my name's Jarrett. I'm the owner of smb-bookkeeping, and I wanted to make a video today. Um, a really basic, simple video for one of the most entry-level basic steps that you can complete in bookkeeping and in the QuickBooks Online software, and that would be a bank reconciliation. I would like to make a video for anyone who's trying to become a bookkeeper, anybody who's trying to learn the trade of bookkeeping, or anyone who is trying to become an accountant, or for anyone who's trying to learn the QuickBooks Online software. So for all of those, a really good place to start is going to be a bank reconciliation, a really basic, simple step. One of the first steps in the bookkeeping or accounting process, and certainly where I began when I became a bookkeeper, back when there were entry-level bookkeeping and accounting positions, which the jobs I started in with technology and AI no longer exist. So the first step is going to be to go to the QuickBooks Online Test Drive website. There's an account set up that anybody can visit. So we'll see. I've typed into here the website. We're going to search. Click search there. And here we have the test drive QuickBooks Online. I'll give you a little bit of information here. We're going to scroll down. We'll see QuickBooks Online down here. Don't need to do advanced right now, but QuickBooks Online is a good place to start. Good place to begin. It's going to verify there's no robots. That's always good. And this is the QuickBooks Online test account. So here in the transactions tab, we will see the bank transactions. That's where the data is synced to the QuickBooks Online software. It's after the fact data. It's no one can go in and transfer from one of the accounts to the other. This is historical data. Okay, and here we'll see the transactions tab. We'll see the bank transactions. That's where the data is going to get recorded to the accounts. And then here we'll see reconcile. So we'll start in the transactions tab. We will want to review all the transactions and select add or match. That's going to post the transactions in QuickBooks Online. It's going to record them to the ledger in the ledger accounts. And then once the transactions are recorded, they'll move from the for review to the categorize tab here, just in case we need to go back and make any changes. And then once everything's categorized, we will see we're able to visit the reconcile tab. First time you'll be able to select get started. It'll tell you about AI. So for now, we'll do the regular experience without the AI. So this is the reconciliation tab. So there's always going to be a beginning balance. That's just the rolled forward balance from the last statement, ending balance from the last statement. So for here, we've got a beginning of 5,000. I'm going to say we're going to have 7,500, for example, and we'll put in a date. Typically, it's the last day of the prior month. So we're in October 25 right now, so that would be September 30th. And okay, so I want to go through the steps of a bank reconciliation just to show how simple the process is. And I've gone into a Google Doc and I've created a fancy bank statement here. So we'll see really simply, it's just a standard bank statement. We're going to have a beginning, ending balance, some deposits, a check, and a bank fee. And I just wanted to show here in QuickBooks, I'm going to add a new bank account. Add that new account by visiting the chart of accounts here, and we'll select a new account. We'll call this bank 123, and this is going to be a bank account, and it's going to be checking. Opening balance is going to be $5,000, and that's as of the first day of September. So we're going to click save. Okay, so I very simply went through and added 2 deposits here. These two $1,500 deposits are going to agree to our handy dandy bank statement here. So we say we have 2 deposits for $1,500. Now we're going to go back to plus new. We're going to add a check this time. It will be to bank account 123. That's where we're going to pay the amount from. We'll select a category. This will be office expenses. It's a $475 check. We're not going to add a customer because we're not fancy. And we'll select save and close. We'll see our check there, and we have to add a bank fee and expense. I prefer journal entries, but it takes just a second to add an expense. This will be just for simplification. We'll record the expense to office expenses as well. And this was for $25. And now that I recall, this was not for office expenses. This was for bank charges. So we will record it to the correct account. We'll say the charge was at the end of the month. So it was September 30th. And save and close. Okay, so I've gone through and I've added a couple of those transactions. We'll see we have a beginning balance. We have the 2 deposits. And I do not see the bank fee. Let's see what these 2 deposits are going to match the handy dandy bank statement that I've created here. This is a good representation of what a bank statement's going to have. It's going to have that beginning balance, it's going to have an ending balance, and it'll have deposits, checks, debits, expenses, receipts and disbursements, and when the reconciliation is completed, it'll reconcile to the penny, or it'll be out of reconciliation. That's why reconciliations are so good and so helpful. All right. So I'm going to go back to chart of accounts. I'm going to let the QuickBooks Online software refresh there. View register again. Still don't see that $25 fee. So let's see. Back to plus new. This plus new sign up here. This is where you'll see what QuickBooks calls forms. So these are all forms. Some of them are very commonly used. Your journal entry, deposit, check, receive payment. Very, very commonly used forms. So for each of those, we'll be able to click on, for example, expenses. And we'll see this arrow pointing to the left. That's the history. So we'll be able to select history there. There is the expense, $25. And it's currently not showing a bank account. So I'm just going to update this to bank 123, which is the fancy bank that goes along with the fancy bank statement. And we'll save and close. And then here we'll show the transaction. And this is very good. So we can compare even before we do the reconciliation. It's pretty easy to know whether or not it's going to reconcile, even when there's multiple transactions. But we'll see the 2 deposits, the beginning balance, yep. All right, and the 2 transactions. So from here, we can select reconcile up here in the top right, or it's very common to start in the bank transactions tab. We'll see we don't have the bank connected. So, okay, so the bank is not seeking transactions. So that's why we don't have a connection here in the bank transactions tab. But still from the bank transactions tab, we can select reconcile. And the drop down here, you can just type in 123 or you'll see the bank there. And we'll see a beginning balance. Our ending balance was $7,500. The ending date is typically the last day of the prior month. Start reconciling. And we'll see all the transactions. And as we click those off, yes, select all, we'll see that the account is now reconciled, showing a zero difference. So that's important. This is the most important step. It's the first step in the accounting process. Definitely one of the most recommended steps for professional bookkeeping, for any professional bookkeeping, accounting, any items that data is going to be used for. One of the first steps is going to be the bank reconciliation if there's a review, or if a financial institution is taking a look at the business's transactions. One of the first and most important items that they're going to look at is going to be were bank reconciliations completed, were they completed accurately and professionally. So this is definitely one of the best places to begin. If someone is interested in becoming a bookkeeper, starting a bookkeeping firm, or just learning the QuickBooks Online software, this is definitely day one, basic, simple stuff. And this is definitely where I started, close to 15 years ago. So good video, good information to see and review. And again, we can compare it to our fancy bank statement from our super important fancy bank. And we'll see we have the same information that's pretty much included on all bank statements. We're going to have the name of the bank, beginning and ending balance, deposits, which are receipts, checks and debits, which are disbursements. Very common stuff. Very common, basic, good information to know. We're now reconciled. We'll select finish. That account is going to show reconciled. Those transactions now are going to be essentially set in stone. So we can go into history account here, history of account, and unreconcile. Very, very uncommon and not recommended for a non-bookkeeper or accountant. But if we go back into chart of accounts now, we'll see bank 1, 2, 3. We can review that register, and we'll now show all those transactions have an R, which means they've been reconciled. So now when we go back into the reconciliation feature, the transactions with an R that have been reconciled, they're not going to show up. They're going to be they'll be historical. So only non-reconciled transactions will show. And if we have a difference, if there is a difference in the reconciliation, if it's not showing a $0 difference, the first step is to revisit the bank register, and you'll see transactions that don't have an R, and you'll see either the amount is different, maybe it's off by a few pennies, or there was a transposition, or there's the transactions that have the incorrect date on them, or there's just duplicates or transactions that shouldn't be in the account. So thank you very much. Have a nice day.